Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft Let's Play 1.18. My name is Minnie Quinn and as you can see we made quite a bit of progress. So over my shoulder you can see glowberries growing from the trees there. So while you were away we did do some mining and I did get some resources, not a lot. It's very difficult, I think, to mine in this new version. It's not as easy to find diamonds. It's not like before. I guess you could dig down to diamond level and you could do the strip mining, but it's a lot deeper. It's a lot harder because of the deep slate. And I haven't found as many diamonds. They're just not, I don't think that they're as prolific. So not too many diamonds. I think maybe I only got 12 or so. So we'll have to decide what we want to do with that. I already have an idea and I'll let you know what that is in a bit. What you can also see underneath me here, and I'll show you, I'll pan around, but I've kind of started a preliminary outline of what my base is going to look like. So this is the footprint for the floor plan so far. It may change a little bit from now until the time we build the final product. And as you can see over here behind my shoulder, and I'll change my view real quick. The idea was, the reason why this juts out so far is because this was going to be the front entrance and I was going to make like this grand overhang and some double doors and it'd be very pretty and it would overlook the ocean. However, I'm starting to change my mind a little bit, thinking, well, there's not really much out this door, right, other than the ocean. And eventually we will build a stairway down to the water and we'll put a little dock out there. But my thought maybe is I may instead switch it and put the grand entrance this way towards the wooded area, because as you can see here, we made a lot of progress on our crops. We made progress on our cows. And I think the bulk of the activity is going to be out this door instead. And I'll explain a little more here in just a second. So probably what I may do is I may actually swap out and I may make this the front entrance and make that the back door. And that's more than likely what we're going to do. I haven't really decided on what I'm going to do with the areas here. I've just kind of carved out little nooks and crannies. Haven't really decided. I do know that this is going to be the stairwell. And so the stairwell will come, it'll come up this way, turn, kind of do a little bit of a U and go up that way up to the second floor. But I haven't really decided where my final, what my final layout is going to look like or where all the purposes are going to be. And by purposes, I mean the, not the crafting table, but the enchanting table and the potion setup. So. Also, you guys saw a little bit of a glimpse, but we have been working on our gardens here, our crops. And if you remember in last episode, we did find some pumpkins. So I have pumpkins growing here. We did find some melon seeds in the mine shaft. I think it was in one of the chests, minecart chests. But what you'll also see here is you see we also now have potatoes. And what happened was a friend of mine stopped by. We went and we did do a little bit of exploring. We found a village over in that direction, not very far away, and the village had potatoes and the village also had carrots. So I was able to pick up some carrots and I was able to pick up some potatoes. So we now have all four crops. We've got the wheat, potatoes, beetroot, and carrots, which is going to be important because what we're going to do is we're going to go back to that village and our thought is, okay, so eventually we do probably have to borrow a couple of villagers because we will eventually need to make a villager breeder. I would like to establish, and I think it's nighttime, so I'm going to sleep. So I would like to establish a village hall here in this location to make it more convenient for us to do all of our trading. And eventually I think what we'll do is we'll zombify the villagers, will cure them, and then we'll just set ourselves up for some wicked trades. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because it's been very hard to find diamonds. So instead of spending my time grinding for diamonds, you can see here, oh, I only have 11. I thought I had 12. Well, that's that, right? That makes it even better. And so instead of going down into the mines and grinding for diamonds, my thought is grab a couple of villagers, make a breeder, start a trading hall, and then I can just get my tools, my diamond tools and my diamond armor from villagers instead. And if we zombify and cure them, that'll make the deals even sweeter. So I did start carving out an area here. I did clear it out over here, this part over here. I thought this would make a great area for a villager, a trading hall. I think it's going to be wide enough. We'll have to decide how many villagers we want. I think for the moment, I know I want at least 12. Anything more than that is probably okay, but this villagers just tend to get a little tricky. The more that you have, the harder it is for them, to manage them. So we'll see how far we go. But I think for now it's going to be 12. And I'll talk about those 12 a little later on, what I've decided to make them. So we'll discuss that a little later on. And then eventually we'll need to put up a portal. This is actually looking like a good spot here for a portal. We may have to think about that, but I just noticed this here running around, but this looks pretty nice. So I may think about this part here for a portal. And I think that's about it. So the only question is, for the trading hall is, do I want it facing this way or do I want it facing this way? I haven't decided yet. I think I'm okay with it facing this way, the front door. So, for example, walking in this way. I think I'm okay with that because I want to also, at one point, I've got to put a barn up. But I think if the barn goes here and the trading hall is here, I don't think they'll conflict with each other. So we've got a lot to do. And the other thing I was going to tell you, so one thing that we're going to work on today is we're going to go back to that village that we discovered, and I'm going to start establishing some trades with those villagers. Just some initial trades, just so we can start, amassing some emeralds, maybe getting, I know it's going to be expensive because those villagers are going to be full price, but let's see if we can't maybe get ourselves some diamond armor, some diamond tools, just things like that, because we do need it. We've been rocking this iron armor for a while now, but it'd be nice to start switching into some diamonds, especially before we go into the nether. Okay, so I spent the day cultivating the crops, gathering up some supplies. I gathered some pumpkins, some melons. I did a little caving. I did need to get some additional coal and some additional iron because I do want to create a couple of blacksmiths. I want to create a toolsmith, a weaponsmith, and those initial trades require coal and iron. I didn't bring enough. I know it because I haven't found enough to trade. So that might be a little bit of a struggle. We'll probably have to do some grinding down in the mine just to collect enough coal and iron to complete those initial trades to get us to the tool level. But let me show you what I have so far. So I've collected everything that I'm going to take initially, and I do believe it's going to be a few back and forth trips. I'm not going to build another portal. I'm going to go ahead and just travel by boat because it's not very far that way and not very far back if I need to come back for additional supplies. But what we have here so far is I do want to create a Fletcher. A Fletcher is going to be really good with trading sticks. I am bringing some wood, so he'll be good for getting us an enchanted bow, getting us some tipped arrows, and then just being able to trade sticks for some easy emeralds. And then I do want to bring a smithing table because I do want a weaponsmith. A grindstone for, this is a toolsmith, a grindstone for a weaponsmith, 2 blast furnace because I do want to set up a trader who can give me a helmet and boots and breastplate and pants, but not necessarily in that order. It's just whatever combination comes out to where I can get diamond 1 of each. And it doesn't matter the enchanting. I don't care of the enchanting. If the enchanting's great, perfect. If it's not, then we'll just de-enchant it and then I'll make an enchanting table and we'll re-enchant it later. So I'll disenchant it. The crafting table, I'm going to leave it there along with this chest. I'll just leave it there because I have a feeling I may be back and forth with this village a few times. It will be my starter village. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I am going to create a final trading hall here next to the house, so I'm not too concerned about it, but I do want to keep some supplies there initially. So we'll have some cobblestone, some cobbled deep slate, and I do have a stone cutter because I do want to create a wall. I'm going to put it around the village to protect my villagers. And then a copy of the map. I have two, one to guide me there and guide me back, and then one I'm going to leave there. I do have an item frame because I am going to leave a copy of the map there so that I can mark the village, the location of the village on my map. I do have some gates because those will allow me to get in and out through the stone wall. Some coal for trading, some iron for trading, beetroot for trading, carrots for trading, potatoes for trading. Now, I do believe that there were 3 farmers there, 3 composters. So what I'd like to do is try to make 1 trader for each item: beetroot, carrot, and potato. That's going to be my goal. And then I know their secondary trades are melon and pumpkin. So I did spend time gathering up some melons, some pumpkins. And then I'm just going to add some fence gates just in case. I'm going to improve the area. I'll improve the paths. I'm going to bring some more wood. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to improve the paths, try to make the area a lot more walkable. And if there's any areas, because it is on a hillside, so if there's any areas where a villager could fall off, like a cliff, I'm just going to kind of block it with fences just to keep the villagers safe. And that's what I have. And what we'll do is from here, we're just going to go ahead and travel to the village, and I'll meet you guys there. All right, guys, so I made it back to the village, and here's what it looks like. It is a really healthy village. It's got a lot of villagers. It's got a lot of structures, but you can see it's built on the side of a mountain, so fortifying it is going to be tricky. But I did bring wood. I brought stone for fences. I brought gates so we can get in and out of those stone fences just for security reasons, or if there's a raid. What I will probably do later on is I'll grab the berry bushes and I'll probably reinforce the outside fences with berry bushes. But as you can tell, there are a lot of villagers running around. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to go ahead and start setting up my workstations. I'm going to start setting up some trades with the farmers, and then just fortifying the position, encircling it as best as I can with stone fences, and then probably trying to improve some of these paths, because some of these paths are just terrible, like as far as just how they get up and down these if you can see here, just how they get up and down these mountains. I'm gonna probably make those a lot easier, especially for me. These paths are kind of like jaggedy, so I'm gonna go ahead and probably make some improvements, some municipal improvements, and I'll see you guys back in a bit. Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, I'm rocking some diamond armor, so I have been able to successfully build up this village behind me. I went ahead and I made a couple of armorers. I got a full set of armor enchanted, and let me walk you through the village so I can show you everything that we have so far. So here's my little station here. I've got my bed, I've got my chest where I'm just storing temporary things. I'm trying to get some extra armor. I'm probably more than likely, I will buy an extra set just so I can have a backup set of armor. I brought this here, my stone cutter, because I was making the wall, the perimeter wall. And of course I had a villager attach himself to it, but I said, what the heck? And I decided to trade with him anyway. It doesn't hurt to have a stone cutter in your arsenal, in my opinion, because he can give you quartz. So you don't have to go to the nether for it. Although we will have to go to the nether eventually anyway, and I'll explain why here in a little bit. But before then, so it came along nicely. I went ahead and you can see I put a wall around the perimeter here. It's gone all the way kind of back around this way. We do have an iron golem, but sometimes he's inside the wall and sometimes he's outside of the wall, so I'm just going to leave him alone, let him do his thing. I tried lighting everything up. I still have some more lighting to do, but you can see I've torch spammed everything to keep mobs from spawning inside the wall. I have 4 farmers, which is very, very, very convenient. 2 of them trade golden carrots. So you see down here in my hotbar, I'm rocking some golden carrots now, which is my favorite food. And those guys are a really good source of easy emeralds because I have been cultivating my crops back at home. And whenever I have enough, I'll come and I'll trade with them. I do have, so I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, I have 2 armor smiths. One sells pants and, what do you sell, buddy? One sells the shoes and the helmet, and this helmet is really good. Buy 2 of them for 16, and I can combine them, and I can already get protection 3 on my helmet. The boots aren't that great, 17 emeralds for protection 1. So what I did is I bought a set of boots, I disenchanted them, and then I actually enchanted them, and I'll show you the enchanting setup that I put in. I actually enchanted them with Feather Falling 3, and then I put protection 4 on them from a couple of books I had fished out of the water. The pants are protection 2. I think I bought another pair. I'll buy another pair. I'll probably combine them together. This one's already half done. I'll buy another pair, combine them, and I'll have protection 3. This one is awesome, this chest plate. This chest plate is actually, it doesn't come as protection 4, thorns 2. It actually comes as protection 3, thorns 1. So I bought 2 of them and combined them, and I'm rocking a really good chest plate now. And of course, the helmet we talked about. And so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to probably create some more torches. I'll probably light up some dark areas. I'll continue with the fence. I'll continue trading. We have a baby here, and that's because I made a, it's not an archer, it's the, whatever the guy trades sticks with. And he got lost. As a matter of fact, I had a couple of my villagers get lost. Eventually I found them, and what happens is they fall through these holes. I plugged up a couple of them. I had one of them somewhere, and I ended up plugging up. Here it is. So there was a giant hole back here that leads to a cavern that's below, and I had a villager get stuck here. Found them, but then I'm trying to plug up the holes, or at least protect them from the holes if I can't plug them up. And as you can see, the wall continues around this way. The only part that I haven't put the wall in yet is over here along the back side. So I'm just gonna, it's really simple. I'm just gonna probably bring it down this way, kind of across this little land bridge here. More than likely I'll terminate it. Here's another one of those holes that I had a guy fall in and get lost, but I found him, I rescued him, but I'm going to plug that hole up. So the wall's going to come this way, and then it's probably going to terminate at the side of the house, and then you can see the other end of the wall right down there. So I'll probably just bring that up and kind of just close the gap, and then surround the village, and then so that'll be good. So that'll protect the village. I think there's another iron golem somewhere. I think he's underground, because I keep hearing some strange sounds, like almost like an iron golem fighting mobs, but I've never been able to find him. And then I brought some fencing, because I'm gonna probably put fencing, just some guardrails along the sides of the areas where it could be a drop. Like kind of got a couple of sharp drops here, so I might put some fencing up just to keep villagers, or myself, probably more me than them, from falling off and getting any fall damage, taking any fall damage. And then I'll probably go ahead. I brought some wood, make some planks, and then I'll probably, or some half slabs, and I'll probably go ahead and build up some of these stairways, and build up the path, just kind of make it a little nicer, a little easier to get around. And so that's what I've done so far. I have an armor. Time to sweep. I have an armor. I have 2 armorers. You saw them, and then I have a weaponsmith guy. I think I lost him, and then I found him, but I think he still needs to be built up, so I don't know what his final trade is yet. And I have a toolsmith guy somewhere. I got to continue to trade with him, so I'll go ahead and continue to build up my villagers. Oh, that's my bed. I'll find another one. Oh, this is actually really neat. I did make a librarian, and right out of the gate, the first roll on him was, no, not him, he's brand new. So I'll find the librarian tomorrow, but right out of the gate, my first roll on him, I don't have a bed, was mending for 24. And I know that's high, and I know I can get it cheaper, but as far as I'm concerned, I didn't want to sit there and roll the dice, because you know how hard it is. It's a pain in the butt to constantly break this and set it until you get the trade that you want. So I went ahead and I locked him in. So now I have mending, and we'll do better. So again, we'll make a village. We'll still have a village back at base, and I'll tell you more about that. I got a little surprise for you later on, and I'll let you know. I'll let you in on that a little later on. I'll share my plans with you. For the moment, I'm going to keep trading with my villagers, and I'll meet you back at the base. So this is the Fletcher, and one thing to talk about the Fletcher, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, Fletchers are really good for trading early game because you can trade 32 sticks and you get 1 emerald, and that's great because we can find tons and tons of wood. And then I can get arrows for 1 emerald, 16 arrows for 1 emerald, which is nice because I don't have to try to find flint. I don't have to sit there and breed chickens, which is what I was doing prior to making a Fletcher. So this is really good until I can get infinity on a bow, because I like to have infinity. The one thing that I'm looking for is not only a better enchanted bow, but I'm looking for tipped arrows. I did have another Fletcher. This guy got lost and I couldn't find him, so I made another Fletcher because I really wanted the trades. I maxed out the other Fletcher, but unfortunately he just had an enchanted crossbow as his fifth trade, and no tipped arrows, so we had to, in favor of another villager who could give us something better, we had to dispatch the Fletcher. So this guy, I want to trade with him until I can max him out. Hopefully he has tipped arrows. If he doesn't have tipped arrows, then we may have to think about dispatching this gentleman, because in favor of something a little better, maybe like another librarian, something a little more useful for mid to late game. So, and you can hear I have zombie sounds. There aren't any zombies around us, but there is a giant cavern underneath this house, and so that's where the zombie sounds. So I'll probably dig through that, fill it in a little more so that we don't have to listen to zombie sounds. But so this is my Fletcher. Okay, guys, so I'm back at the base here, and I think it's time. I'm in a pretty good spot. I've got some good tools, I've got some good armor, and I think it's time now. We probably need to start working on the base. And again, like I said, I was going to make this side the front door, and then that the back door, but like I said, as I mentioned earlier, more is going to go on that way because that's where all the gardens and the villager trading hall is going to be. Eventually the barn will be over there, trading hall over there in that area. So I think what we'll do is we'll make this the back area, and I'll probably put in a nice porch patio, a path leading down to the water, and some stairs, and then we can put a dock in over here. And then this will be more of a grander entrance, so I'll probably open this up and make it more of a grander entrance. It's possible the gardens might get pushed back that way just so I have more room for like a front porch area. And then of course these guys are going to move too once I put the barn in over there. And as you can see over here, I did have to put in a lava farm because I was going through way too much coal and I couldn't mine enough to keep up. But now that I have a Fortune 3 pickaxe, I'm starting to amass quite a bit of coal and iron. But as you can see, I've been using the lava buckets for my fuel source. So that's actually been very helpful, and it's allowed me to build up some more coal. And the reason why I went through my coal so quickly and my iron so quickly was because I was trading with the armorers, and I had to trade with the toolsmith and the weaponsmith, and 15 coal is their first trade. So that kind of chewed through a lot of my coal, and iron is their second trade, so that chewed through a lot of my iron. And then over here is where I think I'm going to go ahead and put my build palette. So my thought is I'd like the beams to be the dark oak, and I've got dark oak growing over there, so I've got plenty of dark oak. But then I think the walls are going to be this birch, and that's to honor the birch forest that we're in. Plus, it's because there's so much birch wood; it's readily available. I like the contrast between the dark and the light, and to keep that contrast, I think I'll go ahead and make the foundation cobblestone. So the foundation is going to be cobblestone. That's going to pair nicely with the dark oak for the beams. And then this will be the walls. So that'll be nice. But I would like to do something with the deep slate. And I think that what I will do with the deep slate is I know it's going to be dark, but it's okay because the bulk of the walls are going to be this light birch wood. So, and this is contrasting this with the dark. I'm probably going to go ahead and make it the flooring. So I haven't decided what type of pattern, how I'm going to do it, but what I'll probably do is the bulk of the flooring, although it's not going to be the entire floor, I'll probably break it up into patches just to show the different, just to separate the different rooms. We can separate the different rooms by the color of our flooring or carpet or something else that we'll probably put down. And I think this deep slate is going to be good for the floor. At least for the first floor, and then for the second floor we'll probably make that wood, but we'll see. We have a spruce tree here that I stole from over there, way over there on the other side of the water beyond that dark forest that we visited earlier. There's a spruce forest, so I did get a spruce wood, and I got a couple of saplings, so I built a big tree. And to do that, you just put this is a really big spruce tree, and to do that, you just put 4 saplings together, and it grows into a giant tree. And the benefit is, it also, when it grows, it creates the podzol. And the podzol is really good because, number one, you don't have to buy it from the trader, because I think he sells it. It's not too bad. I can't remember how many emeralds he sells it for, but it's good for growing mushrooms. So eventually, once I get Silk Touch, I will probably pull up some of this, maybe push it off to a different area, somewhere where it's darker. Mushrooms tend to not grow when there's a light. I may push this off into an area that is kind of shaded, and then we can just grow mushrooms, brown mushrooms and red mushrooms. So just in case maybe we want that as a building block, I don't know. I did say that there was something special that I was going to reveal the next time I'm back in the farm. And I was in the mines caving, and I came across a zombie spawner, and wouldn't you know it, the coordinates are see, it's negative 27. Oh, I'm sorry, negative 247. So 247. The height is, I'll tell you the height in a second, but the y coordinate is 384. So right here, right below me, is that this one? Yeah, that's this one. So right below me here, and at height 37, we're at 69. So I'm in height 31, and we're at 69. So height 31 is the zombie spawner straight down. And so that's good news for us, because that's only 38 blocks down that way. And that's good news for us because what I'd like to do, so remember when I said, I'd bring over some villagers, I put in a zombifying station, then a curing station, and then off they go into the trading hall. Well, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to put in a zombified station, because what I'm going to do with the zombie spawners, not only do they spawn regular zombies, but every so often they'll spawn a zombie villager. And so we'll go ahead and we'll pull our zombie villagers from there. So the good news is we don't have to go through all the trouble and hassle of transporting any of our villagers. We're just going to bubble them up. I'll use a bubble elevator, and we'll just bubble them up from the zombie spawner. At the same time, we don't really need zombies, so I do want to turn it into an XP farm, and I think we can bubble everybody up to the surface and just kind of make some type of, whether it's going to be a trident killer or just have an area where we can just slash at them with our sword. But I don't have any need for zombie flesh. I mean, I know you could collect it and you can trade it with the mage once we get a potion stand, but for the moment, we don't really have any need for it. My thought is to make it into a drowned spawner. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll make it into a drowned spawner, because I would rather take my chances and get possibly copper and trident from drowned rather than we'll get zombie flesh. So we'll still get the zombie flesh, but as making it into a drowned spawner, like converting the zombies into drowned, we may get the added benefit of getting tridents and getting copper, because that's what drowns will drop. They also drop the shells too. So, I mean, there's a bigger benefit to turning those zombies into drowns as they come up the bubble vader than keeping them regular zombies. Plus side is zombie villagers don't drown. So if we do spawn zombie villagers, they'll just come up through the spawner, come up through the bubble elevator, and they'll come up to the surface. And regardless of whether we put the zombies through some sort of drowning process, it won't affect the zombie villagers. They'll still come up as zombie villagers. The only trick will be, how do we separate the zombie villagers from the regular zombie? But I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to come up with some type of solution. So, all right, so that is the plan for the moment. And what I'd like to do now that I kind of have a lull in my trading, I'm going to go ahead and I'll clear out some more of this wood, because I am getting low on spruce wood. I've used a lot of it, not spruce, birch wood. I've used a lot of it to trade with the Fletcher. So I think I may go ahead and clear out some of this, especially where I think the barn is going to go. I'll probably be chopping down and growing some more dark oak just for the frame. And that's it, guys. And I'll see you in a bit. Once I go ahead and get a little progress done on the house, I will meet back up with you. Okay, guys. So I started laying the foundations for my starter house. And you can see I went ahead and I took that frame that we had originally outlined in birchwood, and I converted it to cobblestone. So the foundation is cobblestone. The frame obviously is dark oak, and then the walls are the birch. And so this is kind of unusual out here, this back area here, because I kind of wanted, since this was what I perceived as the backyard, and my vision for it is going to be really like a patio out this way with maybe a nice it's definitely going to have a fire pit leading out to the beach. I'm going to make this a nice I'll flatten it and make it a nice recreational beach area. And then it's going to have stairway leading down to the water, to a dock. And then probably off this way, maybe some more patio type area. So The idea being that this direction is sunset, and it's one of my favorite parts of Minecraft is watching the sunset because they're absolutely gorgeous. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to have the windows, showcasing the sunset. And I wish we could make like French doors, or I wish we could make like glass doors or doors with glass frames. I think that would complement this area nicely, but unfortunately I can't. So I made white birch doors. From this angle, it doesn't look too appealing. I don't know, it looks kind of funny. But when I open it up and I walk out here and I look back, it's not too bad. It really is not that bad. It looks gorgeous, like, something you would see in a beautiful, I don't know, California home or something with that giant glass wall. Now I'm going to follow that up with a giant glass dormer on the second floor, which will give us an even better, incredible view of the sunset. And over here I might put in windows. Remember, this is where the stairs are going to go to the second floor. If I have the ability to put in some peekaboo windows, I will. And then over here, I went ahead and I divided this wall into 2 windows, and I figured I would put shutters here and here. I'll probably have to go to the, I'm thinking warped wood, and I'll have to go to the nether for that. And you'll notice here, on the first floor at least, and we'll have to decide what we want to do on the second floor, but I think this second floor is just going to be birch, but we'll see. But I did do some dark, deep slate brick for the entryway and for the hallway, and it's going to transition both sides of the room into this brick pattern, the deep slate brick pattern, and that's going to cover the entire room. The only problem is I can't pick this up. This was the enchanting area that I made last time so I could start enchanting tools and armor, and unfortunately I can't pick it up until I get silk touch. And right now my axe is Bane of Arthropods. I think I can still do... No, I can't do silk touch on it unless I get a book, because I don't want to re-roll it in the enchanting table because I'll lose everything else. So I'll probably head over to my village once I rack up enough stuff to trade, and I'll probably buy a new axe. I'll probably strip that axe. I think it comes as sharpness 2. Sharpness 1 or sharpness 2. And I'll probably strip it, and then I'll probably throw it into the enchanting table, roll it until I get silk touch, and then that way I can pick up all the bookshelves and relocate them above the floor, right? So we'll put the floor down and then probably go ahead and put this station back. I'm not really sure which way it's going to face. I'll decide that later. Over here, there's going to be a 2-place fireplace. It's going to go up. I'm going to make it out of brick. I love brick fireplaces. So this is going to be a brick fireplace. On this side, it's going to be a 1 wide fireplace, and I'm going to make this out of stone because this is going to be more like a kitchen type fireplace, because the kitchen is going to go here. So here's where we'll have the sink. Here's where, I don't know, maybe here we might have the stove, or I don't know what not, or storage. Maybe not storage here because I don't want to block this window. I'd like to keep this as a window, or we keep this as a window and then we put our storage here, a whole bunch of barrels. We keep our food here, we keep some other stuff here, and then maybe over here I keep the window and then I put the oven, stove, whatever here. I'm not sure. Well, we can decide that later, but this will be a kitchen area here, opening up into a dining area here. This will be a cute little fireplace, little sitting area here, right off of the kitchen. I think that'll be nice. Not sure what I'll put here. Probably just chairs, and, maybe another sitting area. But this is definitely going to be the main. So the stairs are going to be here. They're going to kind of go up this way, turn, go up to the second floor. And then this way will probably be a library / grand room with windows on either side of the fireplace. And if you look over here, I did the same thing. So on this side here, we have the 2 windows, which I'll put the shutters on. And we'll do the same thing over here. So 2 equal windows with shutters. And I think that's a nice compliment because it's on that side of the house, then it's on this side of the house. Makes it a little even. Little cutout area on this side of the house, little cutout area on that side of the house. Kind of makes it a little even. But this breaks it up, right? So it's not just one giant flat wall going this way along this side of the house. Kind of that will break up the shape of the house, kind of make it a little more appealing. That will be flat, is what it is. It's possible that later on I could put a four-season room back here, which I think will look good. And then what I'll do is, if I have a fireplace here, I'll just turn it into a two-sided fireplace, which won't be a bad thing. And actually, that's not a bad idea, and I think I might do that later. I'll just turn this area here into a cute little four-season room. And if you don't know what a four-season room is, they're very popular up north. Just a small room coming off the side of the house where you can enjoy all four seasons because it's going to be warmed by the fireplace. So, okay. And so that's what I have for you guys so far. What I'll do is I'll keep working on this. I'll keep, oh, and this is the front entrance. So far, kind of like a little brick front entrance and keeping with the theme of the place. And what I did was, I'll turn around and show you, I kind of made this entryway. It kind of looks a little castle-y. I'll put a roof over it. It'll look better once I complete it, but I was just kind of messing around with making that cutout for the doorway indented so it's not just a flat face with two doors. So I'll keep working on it. I'll keep harvesting the crops. I'll keep trading with the villagers. I'll go get a silk touch axe so I can start putting floor down, and then I will meet you back here once I start on the second floor. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, guys, I think what I'm going to do is call this episode here. We've made significant progress as far as I'm concerned. We've cultivated crops, we've traded with our villagers, and we started our house. And we are starting to amass our diamond armor, our diamond equipment, diamond tools, diamond weapons. And so I don't really think that we're in a bad spot. One thing I do want to point out, though, is I started to build the starter house, and if you notice, the walls are made out of birch. But after sleeping on it and kind of thinking about it, I don't think I want both the bottom level and the top level here all made out of birch wood. I think that would be way too much birch wood. So I'm not really digging that design. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to replace all the birch wood on the first floor with cobblestone and regular cobblestone. I'll probably swap out the foundation then for deep slate cobblestone just to have that contrast. And then I think I'll just make the second level out of birch wood. So the birch wood won't go to waste. It's just going to be transplanted up here to become the second level, become the second level floor. We'll see how that works, having the floor and the walls the same type of material, but we'll check that out for next time. The only problem is as you can see here, a little light on the cobblestone. So a little light on the cobblestone inventory. And so what I think we'll do, probably off camera, is I'll find another cave. Probably go ahead and we still got the same trades. I'll probably go ahead and mine out some cobblestone. Probably see if we can't mine some additional ores like coal and maybe some more iron. And then what I'll do is I'll probably just swap out all of the birch on the first floor. I'll swap it out for cobblestone. I think it's going to look a heck of a lot better. I really do. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm pretty excited about that. And then we'll show you that at the beginning of the next episode. But one thing I do want to say is I really think that getting this fortune pickaxe early, especially in 1.18, is the key. And I think that in the beginning, I really struggled with maintaining my iron inventory, especially in hard mode, and maintaining my coal inventory to be able to smelt, and then be able to fashion iron tools and iron armor. But what I found is that with Fortune, I can mine the iron ore and get a lot more raw iron than I could if I was just using a stone pickaxe or an iron pickaxe. So my thought is for next time is to probably go ahead and start right away mining at diamond level. Try to find at least 5 diamonds to start off. Put 3 of them into a pickaxe and then put 2 of them into an enchanting table, and then just try to get yourself fortune on a pickaxe right away. Mending also helps, obviously, because you're then going to tend to want to use that pickaxe to mine coal and to mine iron and possibly copper, if that's what you want. But I really think you're going to get a lot more efficiency and a lot more ore if you mine with a fortune pickaxe rather than just a stone or regular iron pickaxe. So that's my thought. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to call the episode here. And we got some plans for next time. Next episode, we'll swap out all the birch for cobblestone. We'll see how that looks. And then as well, I think we need to take a trip into the nether. So we'll continue to trade with our villagers and try to get more levels, try to get more emeralds. We'll keep with our, just trying to increase our iron, our diamond tools, our diamond weapons. We'll keep going there. I would love to ideally get a second set, just a backup set of armor, backup set of tools, just in case, because you never know. And then we'll go from there, right? So the other thing too is don't forget that we also have our zombie spawner, down below our farm. So at some point we'll need to make that into a drowned farm, and then we'll need to pull up some zombie villagers and then put them in our trading hall once we get the trading hall built. So maybe what we'll do for next episode is we'll also build our trading hall. The other thing I want to try so I would like to try to set this up. Well, the other thing I think early game, didn't mean to do that. The other thing I think early game too is to set up this to find a cave that has the dripstone and then the dripstone block, whatever that's called, and definitely try to get yourself this type of a perpetual lava farm going. Because another thing that helps out too is, you struggle trying to find coal, and then you struggle with having that coal be your sole source of fuel for your smelters, for your furnaces. And that becomes a struggle as well, because you feel like all you're doing is trying to mine iron and trying to mine coal the whole time you're starting a new game. So maybe what I would suggest, even it doesn't have to even be that big. Maybe if it's just 2 or 3 or 4 cauldrons, but maybe set up yourself a perpetual lava source so you can have that fuel for your furnaces in the early game. So just be my suggestion. So okay, we're gonna call it there, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.